state and which is being followed in all the states, the developmental model. One of the classic example of the developmental model of Bharatiya Janata Party, this Atal Bridge, and many more things. She also mentioned about statue of unity.
And I can see Rohan Gupta also join us. Rohan, at least you will compliment the BJP for this Atal Bridge and the beautiful location that we are shooting from.
See, I think for development of Gujarat, people of Gujarat are responsible. Whether it is me, because I am from Gujarat, so I should compliment me as a Gujarati, and Ajay bhai, and he is our guest today.
He is echoing what Mr. Modi said कि ये गुजरात मैंने बनाया है.
But मैंने मतलब not Modi ji, Gujarat.
Gujarati.
Gujaratis have made Gujarat. Okay. So later on the show, moving away from the riverfront, but we'll continue to have this discussion on the riverfront. I will be getting you the pulse of the voters in Surat. Remember, in 2017, out of 16 seats, the BJP won 14, the Congress won 2. There was agitation by the patidars. There was also anti-GST protests. So the mood from Surat will be coming up after a very short break. But first, what has happened here? Prime Minister Narendra Modi has set the cat among the pigeons with his statement on surgical strikes. As I said, this is the slow goers in battle for Gujarat. The first vote will be cast on 1st of December, and the first round of polling will be ending tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in fact, rigged up the Batla House encounter during a rally in Gujarat's Kheda district and claimed that terrorism peaked under the Congress government. He even termed the Grand Old Party as terror sympathizers and called them out for appeasement politics. The Prime Minister further said that Congress tried to label Hindus as terrorists after the deadly 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge has hit back at the Prime Minister and has said that the fight against terror was launched by the Congress. Kharge added that it is the Congress that has sacrificed to keep the country together. He cited the examples of Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi and asked the BJP leader, in fact, which BJP leader has sacrificed for the country and freedom. Once again, national security has entered the election narrative in battleground Gujarat, serving as one of the signature attacks of the BJP against the Congress. So what role will it play in the battle for Gujarat? Can the BJP corner the Congress on national security again? Does the BJP's constant attacks against the Congress give the advantage to the Aam Aadmi Party? Has Arvind Kejriwal's party carved a space for itself in this war of narratives? First, here's what the Prime Minister had to say and the reply that came from Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge.
आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे, कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही। परिणाम ये हुआ कि आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए। देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा। लेकिन कांग्रेस हो या वोट बैंक के भूखे कुछ दल, ये लोग सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक पर भी सवाल उठाते हैं, हमारी सेनाओं के सामर्थ्य पर भी सवाल उठाते हैं। आज आपसे बात करते हुए मुझे 14 साल पहले हुए मुंबई हमले की तस्वीरें भी याद आ रही है। देश पर हुआ ये सबसे बड़ा आतंकी हमला था, लेकिन इस हमले के बाद कांग्रेस सरकार आतंक के आकाओं पर कार्रवाई करने के बजाय हिंदुओं पर आतंकी होने का लेबल चिपकाने की साजिश कर रही थी।
हमारे लोग सूली पे चढ़े, 10-10 साल 20-20 साल जेलों में रहे, घर बार छोड़े, यूनिवर्सिटी छोड़े, स्कूल्स छोड़े, छोड़कर स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन में कूद पड़ के इस देश को आजादी दिलाए। मोदी जी, शाह जी सभी परेशान हैं। उसी लिए उन्होंने अपने पूरे हिंदुस्तान की फौज बीजेपी की सिर्फ गुजरात में लगा दी और हमारे लोग गांव-गांव में, बूथ पे, सिटी में लड़ रहे हैं.
So what does this nationalism pitch of the BJP mean for the BJP and also for the Congress party? Let me take that question to Zafar Islam and get a response also from Rohan Gupta. Zafar Islam, there are enough and more issues. You can talk about your own report card. Why bring in surgical strikes and Batla House encounter?
See, every issues we touch every issues and we talk about it. But what is important for everyone to understand that issues which are relevant for the society needs to be raised during this time, and that is why it is important for the people to know what is important for them and what should be the priority of the political party and what is the priority of the opposition party, which is not concerned about the safety and security and the national security of the country. So sometimes it is important to raise this issue, and there are many other issues which Congress party is raising, which we are raising, but important issues are being raised, and that is because it should be debated, it should be known to the people, and the awareness must be created among the people of the state as well as the country.
Rohan Gupta, this pitch, nationalism pitch, has always been disadvantaged Congress. We have seen that every time you have tried to raise it, the BJP has countered it very effectively. Your own party leaders have spoken about India's action post 2611. And Prime Minister has talked about it. The fact is that in Surat, I did see some sarees which had image of Mirage 2000, talking about how that is being seen as one of the achievements of the Modi government. Do you fear that this pitch will again mean that you'll have no explanation to give?
Absolutely not. This speech means that BJP has considered defeat in Gujarat because they don't have anything to speak about the people of Gujarat. If you are in power for 27 years, do you feel that you will need any other issue? No. You can just go with your open heart and present the white paper that okay, these are our achievements. Not even a single full commitment of BJP in 2017 manifesto has been fulfilled on ground. I am ready to challenge. I have got their 2017 manifesto. So what are you talking about? People of Gujarat, they have understood their reality. Whatever narrative they are trying new narrative every day. They got their star pracharak Hemanto Vishwasa, tried some new narrative, failed again. So every day they are trying new things. Just 3 days left. Obviously BJP can try, but the people of Gujarat, they want answers on Morbi, on the issues of paper leak, on the issues of drugs. These are the issues people are concerned. The price rise.
But it's a border state, so people are concerned about the security as well. Safety, security matters.
See, that's what. I'm not saying that these issues are not important. What I'm saying is when you are in power for 27 years, you should talk about your achievement. If you are talking that we are presenting development model, you are saying so-called two engine sarkar. Where are two engines? They change their engine every 2 years. They have changed 3 engines in 2 years and they are talking double engine sarkar.
So double engine is about also the chief minister, and the chief minister keeps changing.
No, Mr. Rupani served for 5 years, and then now Mr. Bhupender Patel has been given the chance, and now his name has also been announced that he will be the next chief minister of Gujarat once the election is over and we become the victorious party. But what is more important, what Rohan was raising, I think it is important to everyone to understand that a leader lead from the front. We are going everywhere, talking to the people, knocking every door, every voters. We are connecting with every voter because we know that there is a level of receptiveness, because whatever we speak, we deliver it. Unlike them, because the leader is running away from the election. I mean, do you have any answer? Because Rahul Gandhi is not seen anywhere. Even if you have to organize a Desh Todo Yatra, but you could have been organized in the state where the elections are being held. But unfortunately, they do not want to fight the election, but they want to create a bad image for the Bharatiya Janata Party. But people understand, and that's why we connect with the people. We understand their sentiments, we understand their emotions. We are the party which actually believes in serving the people. Okay. That's why we are extremely confident that. Okay. We will have their blessing and we will have a very
so 8th December according to him will be his.
See, there is a saying, 100 sunar ki ek lohar ki, right? So Rahul Gandhi ji came, addressed 4 sabhas, and Mr. Modi is busy attending small 30 sabhas, because we trust our workers, we trust people of Gujarat, and Rahul ji has set the agenda of Bharat Jodo. The communal agenda of BJP is not settling down on ground. This is the impact of Bharat Jodo, and once that is done, I think BJP has lost the election.
Okay, so let me put the focus again on nationalism. Since Prime Minister has talked about it, and he has chosen an interesting rally venue to speak about it. Why do you think the BJP is bringing that?
No, BJP strategy is always, they start with development. They will start with development, then they will, start counting their achievement. And then, in the last 3 days, in mandatory overs, we call it, or in slog overs, they'll start singing the duet of Hindutva and, nationalism and 2611 and uniform civil code and other things. I personally feel that, you need to discuss about your performance in last 27 years or in last 5 years. Talk about, unemployment in Gujarat, talk about, paper leakages, or give your explanation. What about human development index in Gujarat, or what kind of education model you are going to offer, or if you say that Gujarat economy will become 1 trillion, then show the roadmap.
Show the roadmap.
Show the roadmap. That is what not coming. There should be a good debate, discussion.
Why would Prime Minister bring in surgical strikes?
See, I think nationalism, Maria, is an important issue in a Gujarat election. You see the perspective of it. What the Prime Minister said that bomb blasts used to happen in Gujarat when he was the CM in Surat and Ahmedabad, and हम terrorists पकड़ते थे और यूपीए सरकार terrorists को सहानुभूति रखती थी या उन पे soft हो जाती थी. If you go around Ahmedabad and Gujarat, you will see the big billboard of BJP. It says Suraksha and Bharosa. So Suraksha plank of the BJP is a very, very strong election plank of the Mr. Modi. He's saying that इस स्टेट में लोगों ने यंगस्टर्स ने कर्फ्यू नहीं देखा 20 साल से, वो बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट भी ना कभी देखे. So that pitch of the BJP is very, very central to Gujarat, the pitch of nationalism, pitch of giving peace and security. So I think that is why Mr. Modi is dwelling on that. He has dwelt on that earlier also in early election, but I think in Gujarat it's even more important because he's dwelling on not just on his record as a PM, but also on his record as the CM.
And the equation that was there between the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister.
Yeah, then. And when he says,
also bringing bulldozers in between.
Bulldozers.
So what is the message of bulldozer? Yeah. So that is a clear cut. In Uttar Pradesh you speak about Kabristan and Smasan. Here you are bringing bulldozers.
See, the other point that he said, very important in his rally, which many people glossed over, when he said that हम terrorists पकड़ते थे और center soft हो जाते थे. He is referring to the cases like Ishrat Jahan and Shorabuddin Sheikh encounter, where the Gujarat government acted in a certain way, the UP was acting in another manner.
And he also said that the central leadership, in fact the Congress party, was shedding tears during the Batla House encounter.
See, again, these are Gujarat elections, right? These are not national elections. Let us talk about people of Gujarat. He has been CM here. After he left Gujarat, what is the situation of Gujarat? And worst case scenario is Morbi incident. Yesterday, High Court told government that you are paying just 3,000 rupees to the orphans of the Morbi incident. What are you talking about? Even 3,000 rupees is not enough to pay their fees. You are just paying 4 lakh rupees to the victims. So these are the core issues where BJP, the Gujarat, people of Gujarat, they are really hurt. Mr. Modi is from Gujarat. Don't you feel, Maria, if he wanted just at a whisker of 1 second, he could have taken action against the culprits of Morbi? No, it's not happening. So what is the delivery on ground? You are talking about Bharosa ki sarkar when Mr. Modi doesn't trust his own leaders and he has to campaign like a CM face. This clearly shows that they are shattered. They know the ground.
The push that is being given by the Prime Minister.
Actually, just they need to really evaluate their report card before even making a comment on us. They had always made promises, but they never delivered. Like Bijli, Sadak, Pani, who delivered it? It is us who delivered it. Because we always realize that people need water connection, they need tap water, they need electricity, they need roof. Those who are homeless, they need the roof, and we have been able to deliver it to the people. That's why people have been very confident about us that whatever we will promise, we will deliver it. Unlike them, they have always made tall promises, but when it comes to delivery, they have failed miserably. And that is why when you talk to people on the street, you will find that everybody will echo that yes, we have confidence in Bharatiya Janata Party because whatever promises they have made so far, they have delivered. For instance, how many colleges and universities we have made? From 15 in 2000, in last 27 years, we have from 15 it is now 133 universities. In terms of medical seats, from 500 to now is 6,000. There are so many things which we have achieved, but when these people are tom-tomming about the unemployment, they should also evaluate their own state where they are in power. For instance, here the unemployment rate is 1.7% compared to double-digit unemployment rate in Chhattisgarh as well as Rajasthan. I mean, unless you deliver to the states where you are in power, then how can you make this kind of statement?
Pallavi, you have been around in Gujarat. We have seen that in comparison to 2017, when there was a contest, here this time around there's a new entrant, but that buzz around that new entrant in Aam Aadmi Party is no longer there. Both Zafar Islam and Rohan Gupta may be disagreeing on everything, but on one issue that they will agree is that Aam Aadmi Party is not a player. Both of them will agree that this is a bipolar contest. According to you, why would the BJP raise this issue of nationalism in a bipolar contest? They understand that it's very different from 2017. The BJP is in a pole position firmly.
Yeah, but before that, I also think it's really baffling, and I know Rohan is known to be very upset about that. I find it very baffling that the Congress party has actually kind of given up the fight. I mean, in 2017, I had followed Rahul Gandhi in his bus yatra where all these three boys were with him. There was a mojo to their, and there was a zing to their campaign. This time round, it's like, okay, we are just giving it up. We are not interested. We just want to focus on the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Nationalism has always been a sticky wicket for the Congress party, for UPA. Let's not forget 2019, the main pitch on which Modi came to power was on a weak prime minister, and UPA being a weak government. He's just trying to replay that. But having said that, there are always going to be surprises. He keeps changing his narrative. His next big rally may be on something else. So they decide the goalposts, they decide the narratives, and they set the agenda. The Congress is usually, is left to defend itself. Though, to be very fair, I think Mallikarjun Kharge tried to defend the party very, very strongly at that press conference. But I think, they said that BJP sets the agenda. Congress is scrambling to defend itself, and they just get mired in that thing one after another. But I just don't understand really that why is it that Congress has lost its mojo.
Rohan, from 2017, when you had put up a fight, and Pallavi, to a great degree, at that time it was also Ahmed Patel factor who tried.
But Rahul Gandhi himself was crisscrossing.
All factions of the Congress together. This time, the Congress is not even seen to be fighting.
Maria, if you remember 2017.
Temple Run
by
Rahul Gandhi, and this Hardik Patel, Jignesh Mewani and Alpesh Thakur. They as Pallavi has rightly said, you could see mojo and jing. But this time I'll tell you two important aspects. You may be saying that Aam Aadmi Party may not be a force to reckon with, but they will be a double-edged weapon. Both these parties are worried internally because they will be a disruptive force. In Surat, they are creating trouble for Bharatiya Janata Party, and that's the reason that last night Prime Minister Narendra Modi has to go on for 28 kilometer of road show. And BJP is also worried about because they have brought 19 turncoats from Congress party. They are worried about
their own rebels.
And there are 19 rebels in Bharatiya Janata Party, so they are worried more about their own rebel people.
That, but before that, what Pallavi said in terms of the mojo,
Pallavi,
लग रहा है कि बस चुनाव लड़ना है तो लड़ रही है
नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं 2017 में I just got the old the surveys and all. None of the survey gave us more than 40 seats in 2017. So all these mojo came after the results. So this time also same thing will come. So नहीं पर आपका कोई भी poll आप निकाल के देख लीजिए Pallavi. Even your poll was there where you were giving 36 to 40 seats. आप निकाल के देख लीजिए. My point here is, the Congress campaign this time was very focused. We started with the 8 promises of Congress party. We went
Who was leading the campaign?
Our local leaders. We have trust on that. Unlike Mr. Modi, like he says, Bharosa ki sarkar, but he doesn't trust his own local leaders. You tell me one interview of Bhupendra Patel, who is their CM candidate. No, they don't trust. Mr. Modi doesn't trust anybody. That's why they had to bring 20 turncoats from Congress party and leave there 40 people, including the ex-CM. This is the ground level situation. So again, what Mr. Umat said, it's a very interesting point that this is the first time BJP is facing the rebels. 19 people are suspended and 36 other seats where they are fighting internally. So you will see that on the day of result. Pallavi will come and tell me, Rohan, the same mojo is back.
8th December.
So by default, Congress party is hoping that by default, they are going to get power.
On our work, on our workers.
8th December, Bharatiya Janata Party is going to create history. We are expecting
Rebels.
We are not overly concerned about rebels and all.
Aam Aadmi Party?
Not at all. There is no such concern. We are very focused. We are fighting election like we fight all the elections, and we are very confident about our victory. But what is important, like I said, that they always make promises, but they never deliver it. Rahul Gandhi, just see all the speeches of 2017. Repeatedly said that हर महीने आऊंगा यहाँ, गुजरात में हर महीने आऊंगा. Did he visit Gujarat? Even during the election, he has not visited. He has visited only once. So whatever promises he made after 2000 election, no matter whatever the outcome of the election, but I will visit you every month. He never did it. That is what Congress party and what the Bharatiya Janata Party workers does. We believe our agenda is only one agenda.
What
to
about your
serve the people.
turncoats? Because you gave tickets to Congress turncoats.
See, people who we feel that they have the capability, they are competent, and they can serve the people, and that's their intent. We definitely bring them to our fold. And the only intention, as I said, the agenda of Bharatiya Janata Party is always
Power.
to prioritize the people and to serve the nation, serve the people, and make them comfortable and live up to their expectations.
20 seconds to you, and then the final words to
After 27 years, if
the
they have to,
panelists.
if they have to trust 20 people from Congress party, so that is what Bharosa ki sarkar. I really pity their workers. At the end of the day, they have to take Congress leader on their shoulders and gumao.
चलिए ये
That is the
बताइए,
situation.
आप लोग एक इशू पे अग्री करते हैं, यानी कि बाइपोलर कॉन्टेस्ट है, आम आदमी पार्टी फैक्टर है,
देखिए इन्होंने बी टीम लेके आए पर वो बुरी तरह फेल हो चुका है. आम पार्टी इज गॉन.
आम आदमी पार्टी इज नॉट देयर अकॉर्डिंग टू यू. हु इज योर ओपोनेंट? कांग्रेस?
They said our main opposition is Congress, but every party has the right to fight election. The people, as per me, the people only see it's a bipolar contest.
Okay, so bipolar contest, Pallavi, both of them are agreeing. 30 seconds to all of you.
Look, BJP has decided to win this election, and winnability is the only criteria. So they may have cut tickets of their own Chief Minister and ex-Chief Minister Nitin Bhai and Deputy CM, but they had carefully given tickets to ex-congressmen who joined BJP, for example, Kuwarji Bavalia and Jawahar Chawda and Jayesh Radhadia and others. So those who can win election, even if they are Bahubali, even if they had to violate their norm of 75 years, they had given tickets to those who can win election, and that is an advantage to Bharatiya Janata Party, and that's why I am saying that BJP is on a
8
firm
तारीख को
position.
साबरमती रिवर फ्रंट पे क्या होगा?
BJP will win at the moment. आज की तारीख में अगर लगता है तो मुझे लगता है BJP will manage. I am not saying कि 135 आएगी, लेकिन BJP आज की तारीख में मुझे लगता है, I'll be honest,
150
ना 150 प्लस नहीं दिखती है. I'll be honest, 150 प्लस नहीं दिखती है, लेकिन
क्या बोल
BJP
रहे हैं?
देखिए,
रोहन, क्या
आखिरी बार 150 प्लस था, 100 के अंदर चले गए. मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, आप अच्छे आदमी हैं. ऐसा कुछ मत भूलिए कि जनता का
मैं तो
ईगो हर्ट हो जाए. और
मुझे
पीछे लेके-
मैंने तो सिर्फ कहा कि
150 प्लस
it
में
will
100
be
के
a
नीचे
massive
चले
victory. We will create history and we will surpass our own record and we'll break all the other records.
Okay.
They
Yeah, I
will-
think it is a bipolar contest. BJP and Congress. We should remember that Congress has always secured between 36 to 40% votes in
Yes.
Gujarat. It's a very strong party in Gujarat. The organization is there. But what I wish was what Pallavi said, that the 2017 momentum which the Congress had got, they had sustained that momentum. Congress adopted a different strategy in this election to go for a very low-key campaign, a door-to-door campaign. Does that work against this huge, bombastic
Election
campaign of the
machine,
BJP?
yeah.
with
Carpet bombing.
Carpet bombing of the BJP remains to be seen, but I think Congress did well in 2017. It should have built on that momentum. But here, maybe
No,
I think Congress has
that
missed
was
it.
lost.
No, I don't
You will
think
not
so.
accept.
We'll see.
Huh?
We'll talk Pallavi. 8th is my birthday.
It is
December
a-
3rd.
it
It is a birthday, so
We'll
happy
celebrate
birthday in
your
advance.
birthday.
I
But you will
want
enjoy-
to
I will
celebrate it.
I
No,
will
no.
invite you.
So,
We will celebrate his birthday, but he will enjoy our
No, it will be my
festivities.
party.
Your
It will be my party or it will be our cake.
No,
No,
but
so
BJP
you-
will.
We
can
will,
bring your
we will
Aam
host,
Aadmi-
we
BJP
will host you.
We will-
We will celebrate
No,
your
no,
birthday,
but
but,
I
but
will-
we
I
will
will
cut.
give
We
you a
will.
card with you and your ABC team, all like AIM and all three can
But
come in
I
a
still
single
think
card.
the Congress party,
Last
if it
moment
does
to do.
well,
Last
if it
one.
does well, the candidates do well, it's going to be in spite of the party. They are pretty much on their own, their goodwill, their groundwork. That's the reason they're going to win. It's got nothing to do with Congress is being aggressive. आज तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. You people are talking about silently, चुपचाप हम काम कर रहे हैं. You can't be that चुपचाप in an election campaign
No, you can
also.
be. I'll tell you why.
No,
I'll give you a small answer to that because see, you are not understanding. People's minds are changing. If you see, go to any Gujarati, there is a कहावत, मारू सु नहीं तो मारे सु. अगर मेरा कुछ नहीं है तो मुझे कुछ मतलब नहीं है. This is the Gujarati. I'm telling you. That's why
but isn't Gujarat moving from me to we?
That's
Where
what
there is
we-
that sense of
But we
participation in
Gujaratis,
governance.
Absolutely. But that's we Gujarati means what? What Gujarat has got? 27 years is
They
not a
don't-
small
they
period.
have not
Let me
understood
complete.
the pulse.
27 years is not a small period, Maria. You have trusted the one party. अगर उसके बाद भी अगर आपको कुछ नहीं मिलता है तो आप सवाल तो पूछेंगे.
I think
20 seconds.
he is following the footsteps of Rahul Gandhi. He has not been able to
Again, he's
understand
phobia of Rahul Gandhi.
understand the
Rahul
ground
Gandhi.
reality, and that's what he is also.
All
strong
right.
in.
Zafar Islam, Rohan Gupta, Ajay Umar, Aman and Pallavi. Thank you so much for watching. So now you'll be watching that ground report from Surat. Tomorrow I'll get you stories of women, interestingly, from Vadodara, the cultural capital of Gujarat. Lots more on News Epicenter, so stay tuned with us. In India's textile city Surat, the flavor of elections is captured on fabric. This sari has the image of Mirage 2000 fighter jets that carried out the Balakot airstrikes on 26th February 2019. There is another one of the world's tallest statue, the 182-meter tall statue of Sardar Patel in Kevadia. These two are seen as big achievements of the Modi government. And here in Surat, election season has put them center stage. सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक वाली साड़ी का क्या है?
एक्चुअल सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक ये हमारे देश का गर्व है, तो हम लोगों ने इसलिए इसको इसके ऊपर अप्लाई किया है।
और कितनी साड़ी कब बनवाया था आपने? कितनी साड़ी बिकी है?
ये हर साल हम बनाते हैं और ऑर्डर के हिसाब से ये बनती है, तो इसके लिए वो कोई नहीं है कि हम कब बनाए कब नहीं बनाए, जब जब इसका ऑर्डर रहता है तब हम बना लेते हैं।
29-year-old Deep Modi is a third-generation textile merchant. He runs this shop in Surat's famous JJAC market. He says all concerns related to GST have been addressed by the centre, and unlike 2017, this time traders stand with the BJP. सूरत वाले बेल्ट पे आम आदमी पार्टी की चर्चा हो रही है। टेक्सटाइल का जो उन्होंने अपना विजन बताया है, जो पॉइंट्स बताए हैं, क्या आप जैसे बिजनेसमैन उससे कन्विंस्ड हैं?
एक्चुअल आम आदमी पार्टी ने जो विजन बताया उसके लिए तो मैं कुछ बोल नहीं सकता हूँ। मैं थर्ड जनरेशन का हूँ, मेरे को शुरुआत से लेके अभी तक जितना भी एक्सपीरियंस है, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की बात कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को जब से समझ आया तब से लेके अभी तक मैंने जो डेवलपमेंट देखा है, तो मेरे को नहीं लगता कि इससे बेहतर और कोई डेवलपमेंट कर सकता है। और मुफ्त का देके अगर कोई चीज़ का डेवलपमेंट हो गया है तो उसको और कौन डेवलप कर सकता है? आप एक बात समझिए, अगर केजरीवाल ये चाहते हैं कि हम गुजरात को और विकासशील बना सकते हैं, जबकि गुजरात पहले से विकासशील है, डेवलपमेंट ऑलरेडी हो चुका है, तो इससे बेहतर वो और क्या करेंगे?
सरकार से क्या अपेक्षाएं हैं? क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम 5 साल पहले काफी नाराजगी थी सूरत के ट्रेडर्स में, लेकिन फिर भी उन्होंने भाजपा के साथ वोट किया था। इस बार क्या है?
इस बार भी मेरे को नहीं लग रहा है, हाँ थोड़ी हवा बनी है कि ये आम आदमी पार्टी कुछ फर्क गिराएगी यहाँ पे, पर मेरे को नहीं लगता कि उससे कुछ और फर्क पड़ेगा। हाँ, लीडिंग में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम आएगा, पर आखिर में यहाँ के लोग जो लोकल लोग हैं या बाहर के जितने भी लोग हैं, उनको पता है कि कौन काम करता है और कौन काम नहीं कर पाता है। आप दिल्ली देख लो, पंजाब देख लो, उनकी हालत देख लो आप। मेरे को नहीं लगता कि उससे कुछ इतना फर्क पड़ेगा। हाँ, थोड़ी लीडिंग में थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे प्रॉब्लम आएगा बस।
टेक्सटाइल मार्केट में लास्ट टाइम कंसर्न्स थे जीएसटी से रिलेटेड, अभी उस तरह के कंसर्न्स हैं या सॉर्ट आउट?
एक्चुअल स्टार्टिंग में जीएसटी की वजह से थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम आई, पर अभी जीएसटी तो समझो कि हम लोगों को अभी हमारे हर रोज का काम हो गया, तो उसके हिसाब से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। हाँ, जीएसटी जितना फर्क गिराना था उतना गिरा लिया। अभी जो भी है मार्केट पूरा स्टेबल हो गया है, जीएसटी के हिसाब से लोग अपने हिसाब से बिजनेस कर पाते हैं और प्योर होता है, मतलब पक्के का हो जाता है टोटली। तो उसके हिसाब से जीएसटी पहले तकलीफ दिया, पर अभी बेटर है।
ओवरऑल योर बिजनेस, व्हाट इज द शिफ्ट दैट यू हैव सीन? ग्रोथ कैसा है बिजनेस में?
एक्चुअल अभी मार्केट स्टेबल है, पर इसमें जितना करो उतना कम है, कोई वो नहीं है, या उसमें डाउनफॉल भी आता है अपफॉल भी आता है, तो उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता है, बेटर है।
Around 90% of India's polyester supply comes from Surat. There are nearly 200 textile markets for wholesale and over 70,000 trading shops. The textile industry is one of the oldest and most widespread industries in Surat and employs close to 15 lakh people. A major part of the city's population is associated with this industry.
3% प्रॉफिट रहेगा।
Rangnath Sharda is the director of the Federation of Surat Textile Traders Association. A first-generation businessman, Rangnath came from Nagaur in Rajasthan 35 years ago. 35 साल पहले नागौर छोड़ करके राजस्थान से आप गुजरात आए, क्या फर्क दिख रहा है गुजरात में?
देखिए, गुजरात का फर्क पूरे देश को दिख रहा है, विदेश को दिख रहा है। जब हम गुजरात नागौर से पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन करके मैं यहाँ आया, तब न तो कोई नाम था, न पैसा था, कुछ भी नहीं था। आज सब कुछ मिला है गुजरात से। गुजरात ने बहुत कुछ दिया है। आते ही यहाँ पे हमें काम मिला। काम मिलते ही जैसे छोटी सी दुकान थी, धीरे धीरे व्यापार होलसेल बढ़ा। और जब मैं आया तब यहाँ पे एक लिमिटेड मार्केट थे, और सूरत में पहले एक ही मार्केट था, सूरत टेक्सटाइल मार्केट, आज के 40 साल पहले। वो मुरारजी देसाई के कर कमलों से उसका उद्घाटन हुआ था। आज वैसे सूरत में करीबन 200 मार्केट है और 70,000 ट्रेडिंग की दुकानें हैं, 70,000 शॉप्स। खाली सूरत के होलसेल मार्केट की बात कर रहा हूँ, रिटेल में तो असंख्य है। और अभी मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं कि 85,000 करोड़ का कारोबार पिछले साल सूरत कपड़ा बाजार ने किया, कोरोना काल होते हुए भी। और इस साल हम करेंगे 1 लाख करोड़ का कारोबार अकेले शहर में होलसेल मार्केट में। 27 साल से हम भाजपा को देख रहे हैं गुजरात के अंदर। तो भाजपा की कथनी और करनी में फर्क नहीं है। ठीक है, इतना बड़ा सेटअप है, इतना बड़ा कारोबार है, तो तकलीफें स्वाभाविक है, काफी आनी है। जैसे नोटबंदी को लेकर तकलीफें आई थी, लेकिन सूरत को इतनी तकलीफ नोटबंदी से नहीं आई। जीएसटी आई थी तो जीएसटी को लेकर काफी तकलीफें हुई थी, धीरे धीरे वो खत्म होती गई। लेकिन आज भी कुछ तकलीफें हैं, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम इस सरकार को छोड़ करके किसी दूसरे की सरकार के पास बैठ जाएं, क्योंकि हमें जो कुछ भी लेना है इसी सरकार से लेना। वजह, नगर निगम में बीजेपी, गुजरात असेंबली में बीजेपी, केंद्र में बीजेपी, तो हमें जो कुछ मिलेगा तो बीजेपी से ही मिलेगा। यहाँ पे छोटे व्यापारी हैं।
The Aam Aadmi Party's promise of 300 units of free electricity has no takers here. आपका मतलब है कि रेवड़ी से लोग बीमार पड़ता है?
रेवड़ी से क्या है, वो रेवड़ी देंगे तो पैसा कहां से लाएंगे? पैसा कहां से लाएंगे? तो फिर यहाँ की जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, आज कोई भी आदमी 1 मिनट में 20 बार पलक झपकता है। यहाँ पे 365 दिन कभी हमने बिजली गए हुए नहीं देखा है। पानी की प्रॉब्लम, नल खोलते ही पानी आता है। मैं आपको दाखला दूं, मैं महाराष्ट्र में कोई गया था अपने रिश्तेदार के यहाँ पे, तो मैंने जैसे ही बेसिन में ऐसे हाथ खोल के ऐसे हाथ किया तो बोले ये सूरत नहीं है, ये गुजरात नहीं है, ये उन्होंने दाखला दिया। तो ये चीज जो हमारे को अवेलेबल मिल रही है, तो हम नहीं चाहेंगे कि रेवड़ी की सरकार को हम वोट करेंगे। जीएसटी 2017 जुलाई में आया, काफी तकलीफें थी, धीरे धीरे दूर होती गई। आज भी एक बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, नवंबर 2021 में एक नोटिफिकेशन आता है, अभी फैब्रिक पे 5% जीएसटी है, 12% का नोटिफिकेशन आता है, हाहाकार मचता है। एक दिन की यहाँ टोकरी स्ट्राइक होती है। मैं खुद दिल्ली निर्मला सीतारमण जी के वित्त मंत्रालय में मीटिंग में था, मैंने 2-3 बार प्रश्न किया। हमने हमारी बात रखी कि मैम 140% की बढ़ोतरी, जो जीएसटी पहले कपड़े पे था ही नहीं, 5% लगाया, हमने स्वीकार किया, अब 12 क्यों? तो उन्होंने हमारी पूरी बात को सुना, आज भी वो पोस्टपोन्डेड है।
When it comes to the Aam Aadmi Party's promise of 1,000 rupees honorarium for women, जो चुनाव अभी हो रहा है, आम आदमी पार्टी ने बोला है 1,000 रुपया हर औरत को देंगे।
वो तो दिखावा है खाली, बोले कोई ऐसा नहीं तो दे देगा। एक जन का 1,000 रुपये कोई देगा तो काय के लिए कोई मेहनत करेगा? वो तो खाली दिखावा है, वो लोग का 1,000 रुपये देगा ऐसा।
तो आपको भरोसा नहीं है कि होगा?
नहीं भरोसा।
क्यों?
ऐसे बोलते चुनाव, वो ऐसे बोलते चुनाव में बताने वाले, कोई 1,500 की लालू दिख के वैसे ही रहेगी ना, गरीब लोग को कोई देगा।
Besides textiles, Surat is a hub for the global diamond trade. Known for polishing 9 out of 10 diamonds in the world, Surat houses roughly 6,000 diamond polishing units that employs nearly 1 million workers and an annual turnover of over 1.6 trillion rupees. The traditional diamond industry is today expanding into lab-grown diamonds.
Basically, when we started with lab-grown diamonds,
Sanket Patel is a third-generation diamond merchant. After studying global business management in London, he returned home in 2016 and brought the idea of this generational shift in the diamond industry. You are a third-generation diamond merchant. The question is, what makes you interested in diamonds?
what makes me interested in diamonds is basically my grandfather started this company 60 years ago, right? We were doing earth mine diamonds earlier. Now we've diverted ourselves into lab grown diamonds, which is the new generation diamond, I would say, which is more sustainable, which is more environmentally friendly, which is more budget friendly as well. And it's the same as diamonds. So people are moving forward. People are seeing development, people are seeing changes in the world. So this is why they are starting to prefer lab grown diamonds, and that's what interested me in joining the business, because we had something else to do and something new to do.
For the youth, what is it that excites you about politics, or are you not interested in politics?
No, I'm very much into politics. I'm very interested in it because that does matter. Like what right now, when we go to see where India is standing in the world map, is truly in the last 10 years, the way the Indian, all the sectors have grown. Let's talk about IT, let's talk about the diamond industry which we are in, the exports and everything else. Like everybody, I think, stands in another podium as of now because of the changes the government has made. That's what we think and believe. And so far so good, we are enjoying the growth. I've come down 6 years back from London, so in the past 6 years, I would say, so what we've seen is we've seen a lot of changes in policies, a lot of changes in the infrastructure of our city as well. Like what I come from is Surat. So what and the support the government is giving towards all the even the small startups is really incredible, because what we've seen in Surat, we only talk about textile and diamond, right? But right now in Surat, there's another sector which is growing really incredibly well, which is the IT sector, right? So they're doing really great because of the support with the government, good policies, and that's how it begins.
And since you're emphasizing on good policies, help us understand, as a diamond merchant, what are the policies that have been conducive for you?
Right. So basically right now there is a trade agreement which opened up recently with Australia as well, if you got to know. So it becomes easier for our jewelers to export the jewelry, get it in the right price, right? Also, for example, what we are doing is with lab grown diamonds, right? We're getting a few subsidies in electricity. During our exports, we are getting good benefits. So these certain things do matter. There are a few things which the government will get in place, because this is just the beginning of the lab grown diamond industry, and it is a long way to go.
The startup craze has also caught up with Irshad Danawala. His father was in the textile business, but this IT professional, who worked at IBM in Pune for 9 years,
15 CR yearly turnover,
decided to start his own services and technology company, CoderCube, in 2015. Today he employs 80 people with a turnover of 15 crore.
From the government, if I tell you, yesterday itself we had a roadshow from the digital DST department of the government. They helped us in terms of understanding the IT policy which was launched in August this year. So government has come up with a lot of reimbursements and benefits when it comes to IT. But the thing is, yeah, as I said, the IT industry is booming a lot, but it is not yet structured. Like there are no specific IT parks in Surat.
And Gujarat, of course, has a lot of thrust on entrepreneurship.
Correct.
Are you one of those who feels that the focus should be on job creation rather than looking for government jobs?
Definitely, and if, as you said, it is correct that entrepreneurship and business is in bloods of Gujaratis, and specifically when it comes to Surat, I think you might have seen most of the people are going into business side of the game and not into jobs. So there's a lot of traction there, and I think government is also pushing hard for that. And with the recent changes in terms of digitization, I think there is a boom in terms of technology being replaced in the traditional business also.
Since I'm talking to you in an election season, there are several political parties, as a young Gujarati, what are your considerations when you will be going to cast your vote?
So basically the consideration is work. The person or the candidate who has done the best work, who is giving options to people so that they can grow, is the one where the people will go, because knowledge is what is the predominant thing. Right, for me, because I am an educated person, I would like to see a person who understands my need, who is ready to do a drastic change in terms of development. And most of the people or young generation are looking into that direction, and they are definitely going to vote in that direction.
That all will come into the personality development module.
The Muslims of Surat don't want to be drawn into the political slugfest over the hijab controversy and other polarizing issues. This group of women say only education and skill development are the way forward.
Being a teacher for last 20 years, what I realized is that our girls, like our community girls, they need skills. And education basically is about imparting skills, right? And in our community, we have seen that girls were not given that much of opportunities what other community people get. So with that mission in mind, that a center which caters to the needs of these girls, whether they are the basic courses or they are courses with respect to English or the courses with respect to technology, so they should be at par with everything. So with that vision, we thought of starting this center.
We have many classes in TOTC center.
There has been a lot of debate around hijab these days. There is debate around whether Muslim girls should be allowed to enter mosque, जो जामा मस्जिद के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अभी कुछ दिन पहले हुआ, लेकिन वो विड्रॉ हो गया था ऑर्डर. जब आप इस तरह के डिबेट सुनती हैं तो क्या लगता है आपको? व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
ऐसा माहौल है आजकल कि हिजाब एंड ये सभी कुछ चल रहा है जो, बट इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द चॉइस फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. सो पहले तो हमें अपनी कम्युनिटी को अपग्रेड करना है. एजुकेशन इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एजुकेशन पे फोकस करेंगे और ये सभी तो चॉइस वाली चीज़ें हैं. वन कैन वेयर हिजाब और नॉट, इट्स अप टू द चॉइस. बट अभी एजुकेशन एंड स्किल डेवलपमेंट ये फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस है.
In Adajan Patiya in southwest Surat, this center of Talim o Tarbiyat run by Hina Naviwala and Arfana Irfan has seen an enrollment of 800 girls for computer and spoken English courses. A lot of young boys and girls who are moving towards entrepreneurship. There are startups that are coming in Surat as well. What do you see your future as?
So for me, the thing is, like, as a woman, as a young Muslim that I am, I look forward to, like, the youth, every girl should have that power, staying in your limits, your boundaries, following your vision, your religion, your beliefs. You should achieve, and I believe that every individual, every girl has that thing that they can achieve whatever they want to. So, like, I have done, like, I was really into psychology, and I have done my bachelor's in psychology from Surat itself, and I did my internship as well the last year only. Either we don't get that opportunity, या तो हमारे पास वो center नहीं होता है, या तो we don't have that resource person, and just because of that हम लोग पीछे हो जाते हैं. And when I got to know about this center through Hina Miss, I was like, I want to join. I want to empower women and their skills and related to them, like, I know they can do whatever they want to. Either it's education, it's any skill.
We are sitting in Surat. सूरत इस शहर में entrepreneurship का एक culture है. गुजरात में business is believed to be in blood of each and every Gujarati.
Yes.
So what are the shift that you are seeing? Are girls learning skill sets and opening their businesses?
Yeah, I have seen this tremendous change in the society post-COVID, because this 2 years of lockdown where girls were at home and they have really come out with their fabulous creativity. I mean, those women who were just cooking a simple sabji roti at home, they started their catering business. See, they had to support their family because we have seen lots of recession after post-COVID, and they were there to support their family.
I'm talking to all of you at a time when the elections are going to take place.
Yes.
So what are your political choices and what will be deciding your vote? जब आप वोट देने जाएंगी तो क्या सोच करके वोट देंगी?
Of course, ma'am, the first priority would be the opportunities that we would be given, okay, as a minority. So my first choice would be that what all opportunities, whether it is education or it is social opportunities, how far we are going to get. So that will be my first deciding factor to vote.
गुजरात ना पनोता पुत्र माननीय श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी
In 2017, it was a major surprise when the BJP pulled off a victory despite the anti-GST protests and Patidar agitation. The BJP won 14 of Surat's 16 seats and the Congress secured 2 in the tribal pockets. The Aam Aadmi Party hopes to gain a foothold by challenging the BJP's urban dominance in Gujarat. The party aims to expand on its early success in Surat's municipal elections, where it won 27 seats to emerge as the principal opposition to the BJP in the civic body. Aam Aadmi Party's Gujarat president and Patidar leader Gopal Italia is also contesting from Surat's Katargam seat. The battle lines are drawn as Surat votes on December 1st. In Surat, with video journalist Pramod, this is Maria Shakil.
Most important to that voter, and who is able to capture the imagination of that voter?
Zaka, I think the references to terror, the references to the past, the ideological positioning and the saber rattling, if you like, I think that's par for the course in an election campaign. One of the reasons why this is being raised so aggressively now at this point of the campaign is to remind people about the ideological fault lines in this campaign. One of the, if you also see what the BJP leaders have been saying in the last week or so, it is about getting the voter out. It is about getting enthusiasm in the rank and the file. We've had Amit Shah also saying it's not enough to turn out yourself. Please make sure that to BJP supporters get about 20 odd people, make phone calls and get 20 odd people as well. I think this is the last phase of the campaign. We are in the end game, and this is the BJP reminding its core voters about the larger ideological battle to whip up enthusiasm in the last mile.
Rashid, would you agree with that? That at the end of the day, modern day elections are won or lost by the party that can turn out the base. Which party's base is more excited, is more rejuvenated, is more interested in coming out to the polling booth? And in an election where it seems like there is no one big overarching issue, unlike, let's say, 2017, where the Patidar agitation was the big overarching issue, this time around, this is the attempt by the Prime Minister, by Amit Shah, to try and rally their support base, because there needs to be something compelling for that base to turn up on polling day.
Absolutely, Zaka. I think this time Gujarat election is being fought in a very, contrasting style. The BJP, of course, has a lot of, synergy and entire game plan in place. On the other hand, the Congress is not, it's not Rahul Gandhi versus Narendra Modi. And this is something that's actually got the BJP a little worried. Obviously, they may, on 8th of December, they may win and form government again. But there is a fear that, what about this, voter silence and this kind of Congress's own silent campaign. And also, I think this is a desperate bid to rake up these issues. Remember, Prime Minister is known to do this. In 2017, when Gujarat elections were going on, in the middle of it, that Khurshid Ahmed Kasuri had come and some former high commissioners to Pakistan, they had gathered at Manishankar Iyer's house, and the Prime Minister leveled some very serious allegations that he had to retract. The parliament was stalled, and later Arun Jaitley brokered the peace between the opposition and the government. So Prime Minister, when he campaigns like a BJP worker.
But Rashid, last election, everyone can agree that the most voluble issue on ground was the Patidar agitation, and that, of course, it had benefits to some parties, it had disadvantages to some other parties. In the middle of such a voluble campaign, if the Congress could not unseat the BJP, this time around the prevailing wisdom seems to be, jeetna to BJP ko hi hai. Then why should we believe that, the BJP or the Prime Minister needs such polarizing issues?
Yeah. So, Zaka, agar Gujarat का इलेक्शन मतलब भाजपा की जेब में है, भाजपा जीत गई है, भाजपा जीत जाएगी, then why are you raking up these issues? These issues are not at all relevant. And you ask anyone in Gujarat, of course you can always whip up emotions, etc. and all, but what is, the Congress, I mean the party spokespersons would say that I don't want to comment much, but what is the relevance of terror in Gujarat at this point of time?
No, so let me ask Advaita Kala. I think the relevance, maybe not directly on terror, but certainly we can all agree that Gujarat is a highly polarized state, and when the Prime Minister raises Batla House, he raises 2611, it is to reinforce A, this perception that the Congress is soft on terror, and B, the Congress has always sort of appeased a particular community. That's the attempt by the Prime Minister, politically speaking, while raising this issue. Do you think that will have resonance in a society which has been polarized for a number of decades now?
The Aam Aadmi Party is refusing to acknowledge that their minister is getting VVIP treatment. How does this differentiate a party that claims to stand for the commoner?
There could be nuclear weapon misuse threat which looms large in a nation that is in disarray, political instability, fight within the military establishment, and of course the economic pressures.
Many of these fellows had got letters of appointment. It was then put on hold. Why? The process has been compromised, right? You've given somebody a job and then you're saying, oh, by the way, I'm taking back the appointment letter.
The parents shift their home just a month before Aftab's arrest because they knew also of the nature of aggression and torture Aftab had subjected Shraddha to.
Going to recede into the past unless terrorist acts and bomb blasts, even lone ones that go wrong, like we just saw in the south, continue to take place. It's going to be as far as top recall is concerned.
I think the point that Rashid and others were trying to make, Advaita, if I may, was the last big terror attack we had was in February of 2019. It was in Pulwama. I mean, the world has changed in the last 3 years, not least because of COVID. Does that issue still have relevance to the young voter of Gujarat?
The issue of terror?
Yeah.
Or the issue of the fact that our security forces were attacked in that particular terror attack, and that they are constantly being attacked by terror in the northern part of the country. I think it most certainly does. I think it's a very relevant issue for any Indian, not just for the young Indian. And I don't think the Prime Minister, when he even mentions the genesis of the term saffron terror, I think that was something that deeply hurt the Hindu voter. So that there again, he's bringing up issues which do resonate. And I think he's also putting Congress on the mat and saying, get up and react. Because the Congress, frankly, the somnolence that they've displayed in this particular election is scary for anyone who wishes to see an opposition that's alive and kicking.
So, Sanju Verma, I mean, if the Congress is not taking this election seriously, Rahul Gandhi campaign there barely for a couple of days, clearly compared to 2017, the Congress's campaign has been rather muted. Why the need then again to raise an issue which, like I said, Batla House was in 2009 and 2611 was in 2008. It's been 15 years since. So what exactly is the attempt going on here?
Zaka, let's be very clear. And, I will not allow a statement on the Prime Minister's credibility to be made and me sitting here as the national spokesperson allowing Rashid Kidwai to get scot-free. Let me remind Mr. Kidwai that if you're calling the Prime Minister a BJP worker during campaigning, I can say the same to you. You're not a neutral journalist, but a Congress darbari at the least, and an acolyte at the most, with, nothing that speaks about neutrality from any angle whatsoever. Now, coming to the moot point, let's be very clear, Zaka. If you recall, just a couple of months back in June 2022, the Supreme Court gave a clean chit to Narendra Modi and upheld the investigation done by the SIT, saying that there was no planned criminal conspiracy pertaining to the Gujarat riots by the Narendra Modi dispensation way back in 2002. And what did we see? Barely within few hours of the judgment coming out from the apex court, no less. You had the likes of Jairam Ramesh, you had the likes of Ajay Makan, and a whole host of Congress leaders and their paraphernalia, sitting in protest at the Jantar Mantar in support of whom? In support of Teesta Setalwad, who the Supreme Court said with malafide and ulterior motive deliberately kept the pot boiling with respect to a false narrative on the Gujarat riots. There has been a whole cottage industry of leftists, of journalists, or other people who fancy themselves as journalists, of left-leaning academicians who have trolled Narendra Modi brutally and viciously for a crime which he did not commit. So it is very important for the people of Gujarat, for the people of this country, for young India to know that here is a man today who's not only the Prime Minister of one of the largest democracies in the world, but also a global statesman in his own right, how he was vilified, how he was maligned, how he was sullied. And let me just end by saying one important thing. Rashid Kidwai said, BJP may win. And I tell you, BJP will win. And I'll just give the reason in 10 seconds, Saka. Look at 2014. The BJP won all the 26 Lok Sabha seats from Gujarat with a 62% vote share. Come 2019, the BJP again won all the 26 Lok Sabha seats from Gujarat, again with a vote share in excess of 62%. But what about the Congress? Congress had a vote share of 30%.
Hello and welcome to the late night edition with me, Ayushman Singh Jamal. Breaking news coming in at the top of the bulletin, where the movie The Kashmir Files is under fire once again, this time at the International Film Festival of India in Goa. Now, jury head and Israeli filmmaker Nadav Lapid has called the movie propaganda, vulgar and inappropriate for such a prestigious film festival. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in at the top of the bulletin, where Kashmir Files is under fire once again, ladies and gentlemen, where the jury head at the International Film Festival of India in Goa, he is an Israeli filmmaker, Nadav Lapid. He has called the movie propaganda, vulgar and inappropriate for such a prestigious film festival. I'm joined by my colleague Shilpa Ratnam, who's getting us this piece of breaking news. Shilpa, strong words coming in from the jury head at the International Film Festival of India in Goa. Why has he made such a statement?
Well, he did explain it in that video. He said this is a film which he said was deeply propagandic in nature. He said it was inappropriate for an artistic competitive section of a prestigious film festival. And what's more, he also said, I feel totally comfortable to share openly these feelings with you here on stage, since the spirit of having a festival is to accept also critical discussion, which is essential for art and for life. So Kashmir Files, which has been at the eye of the controversy in India as well, now an Israeli filmmaker who is also a jury head has taken to the podium and spoken out about it. And in fact, Vivek Agnihotri is traveling. He's just back from America, where he was researching for the vaccine war, so waiting for a reaction from him about this statement. But it is definitely a film that has many fans in the country, and a statement which could flare up state sentiments.
And also, Shilpa, I'm reading the statement. He says, since the spirit of having a festival is to accept also a critical discussion which is essential for art and for life. And the film Kashmir Files itself highlights the plight of the Kashmiri Pandits during the exodus in the early 1990s. So I still don't understand what kind of point he's trying to make, because this highlighted an issue which has not been highlighted for so many years. And he's calling it vulgar and propagandic.
Well, yes, indeed. He actually said they were, and he said we were, all of us, referring to the jury, saying disturbed and shocked by the film Kashmir Files. And he said felt to us like a propaganda and vulgar movie. So I think the emphasis here is on propaganda. Now, the filmmaker himself.
Shilpa, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm joined by
political-
Amit Raina, Kashmiri Pandit activist, on the phone line. Mr. Raina, how do you react to this shocking statement coming in from the jury head at the IFFI?
See, what is more shocking is it comes from a member of a community who themselves have seen genocide and Holocaust for decades. It's surprising that a Jew has a view on genocide of another community. And he calling a movie a propaganda itself is a left level of propaganda, because it's not part of the jury's duty to question the intention of the movie, and to call the truth that is being highlighted in the movie as vulgar clearly indicates that this is Nadav is who is believed to be a part of left liberal gang, continues to peddle the lies of left liberal and do every attempt to discredit a movie which talks about a Hindu genocide that has happened in Kashmir. So there has been a constant effort across globe, one, to deny the genocide that has happened, and second, discredit anything, whether it's a book or whether it's a movie which talks about the genocide, which highlights the genocide. So it is sad because he himself belongs to a community which has seen genocide, and if he was so particular about such things, then I have never seen him making a statement on the multiple movies that happened on the Jewish Holocaust or Jewish genocide. So it is very clear that this is a part of the propaganda to discredit the truth that Kashmir Files brought forth. A narrative with 30 years, a false narrative that was being created for 30 years got demolished with one single movie called Kashmir Files. So there's an attempt even today being made to discredit the movie.
And Mr. Raina, do you think that there is still a section when it comes to the intelligentsia which just cannot digest the fact about, number one, the gruesome nature of the story of the Kashmiri Pandits that this film has highlighted, and number two, how this movie was a huge commercial success at the same time?
Yes, see, there for 30 years, a certain section of intelligentsia continued to tell a fake narrative to this country. So every excuse was made on why Kashmiri Pandits were forced exodus out of valley. Instead of telling them the truth, even the blame was put on the victims themselves, with a so-called then leading media person saying that Kashmiri Pandits were the ruling class, which was again a very fake narrative. So there was a constant effort. Then there was a Jagmohan theory blaming a man who was not even appointed. I was not even in Kashmir when the exodus started. So there was a continuous effort to put a fake narrative. And with this movie, made them showed the truth to the world, made them look like fools, showed that they are liars, and then the entire country. See, you need to understand, this movie was not only hit in the Hindi belts. This movie was taken up by people across India, across globe, with successful running in South also, because people realize the truth, and they realize that for 30 years they have been told lies. And so it is something which the left liberal gang unfortunately has not been able to digest.
Absolutely.
And they find every ways to discredit the movie.
Mr. Raina, we're getting more reactions coming in. I'm joined by Najmu Saqib of the PDP, as well as Dr. Nirmal Singh, ex-Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, on the phone line as well. Mr. Saqib, how do you react to this shocking statement coming in from the jury head at the IFFI?
Well, we have time and again said that this movie is the main root cause for a renewed sort of campaign of hate crimes that are happening in Kashmir, and we saw targeted killings that have been, happening again post the release of this movie. And see, the worst part about this whole propaganda thing was how it portrayed one community as sort of butchers, and they were out against a particular community and trying to.
Just to be clear, you're calling, you agree that this movie is propaganda?
Well, obviously, Kashmir has been a war zone for the last 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of Kashmiri Muslims have also died. It's not like, we blame any particular community for those deaths. Neither have we tried to portray it as that this is a religious fight. But portraying and painting the entire people of Kashmir with the brush of communal agenda and portraying them as villains in this whole story, I think that is completely unfair. And it also, commercializes the pain of Kashmiri Pandits.
So you're saying this movie should have never been made. This story should never have come out.
Rather than building bridges, I think it created sort of more animosity between the two communities.
Right.
We have.
Let me get Nirmal Singh's view on that. Dr. Singh, you're joining us on the phone line as well. This pitch coming in from the PDP that this movie did more harm than good when it comes to talking about the plight of Kashmiri Pandits. Your reaction?
It's very shocking. They are making fun of the dead bodies of the martyrs who have been killed by these terrorists, Pakistani terrorists, and supported by these people like these people who are supporting their propaganda, that it's the Kashmir Files is a propaganda. They are doing propaganda. You have not seen. We have faced it in Jammu and Kashmir. I myself have carried, there were 18 dead bodies in Kulhand, in Jammu district, Doda. Same was the case in Kashmir. Only 25% has been shown. And I'm shocked that a person who claims that he is originally from Israel and he is the head of the jury, he is speaking just nonsense without any fact, without verifying the thing. Only they have become you can say, they have been influenced by this the anti-national machinery, propaganda machinery. This is very shocking. I'm pained to see this.
And
such people get.
And Dr. Singh, we're also joined by the PDP representative on the phone line. He's saying that the jury head is absolutely right that this movie is a piece of propaganda.
These PDP people, you have seen that he says that even Muslims they were killed. Yes, I agree. Muslims were also killed. But that don't deny the fact that Hindus, they have been killed, they have been massacred. Whole of there's Chapnari, Kulhand, Varshala, there's the Kerji, then Kashmir. These are the areas where these massacres